because I can't call him anything else. Anyhow, welcome, Torrencia.
Thanks for the invite, Nick.
My well, you know we
and Natalie Bird shaking.
Huh?
Natalie Bird shaking at you.
Yeah. Hello, Natalie. We go back a long way. So I just wanted to talk to you this evening. We're gonna talk about various aspects of your career and how it morphed into different things that it morphed into, and what motivated you and how you kept motivated, and dealing with all the excess things that's happening around. So just to get familiar, I mean, everybody out here know you because you're a star, but still.
Well, stop that,
man. What made you start singing and how you came into this business? Talk to me.
Oh, well, started singing basically in Teen Talent with Edwin in 1983. Actually, I posted that video on, I think I posted it Monday. Edwin was like, what you do that to me? But and it was based on a dare, because my sister Janice Thompson, for those who don't know, my sister Janice Thompson had sang in Teen Talent the year in front. And she came second. We were both going to school at Commonwealth, and all of our friends at school basically was in full tease mode. I bet you can't go and do better than your sister. And based on the challenge, I said, well, ain't like I'm busy, whole long summer vacation coming up. I ain't got nothing to do. And I had sang already with Chris and Turo in the school band for a little end of term concert we had. So I was, feeling pretty cool about it. So I took a chance, jump in the competition, and as they say, the rest is history.
Okay. So, and then after that, so you won the competition?
No, please. Edwin did. I came second.
And then
that year we had, I want to say, to my mind, and I don't want to boy feel away, but that was probably, to my mind, the best, one of the biggest years of Teen Talent. It produced the bulk of entertainers in Barbados, per se, because it would have been Blood, myself, Edwin, Classic, Rosie Hunt, Leslie Patterson. Leslie had played that year, but he didn't make it to finals. For those who don't know, Leslie used to play in Silk with me as a bass player. He doesn't live here anymore. But yeah, so that produced some big ones.
Right. And then what was next after that?
After that, I basically, because I was 15 at the time, after that I joined KGB, which would have been with Linus Yaw, Mark Stewart from Jamaica, Ringo, who had won Teen Talent the very first, I think he won Teen Talent the first or second year, which is, oh geez, what's his correct name? Something Oliveira anyways, but this is a while back. So I sang in KGB for maybe two years. And after that, I did a little short stint with the Sandy Lane Strings, and all the while still doing day gigs, but really my heart was truly yearning to be on stage full time. And David Hooper called again to ask if I would, no, I'm missing something. Silk, right, Philip Forrester, correct. Philip called after I left KGB and said he had this girl group, and it would have been Lisa Earle, Karen, Michelle, and Jenny. What's Jenny's name that used to sing with Yes, Jenny Searles. And Jenny had left the band. So after Jenny left the band, Philip needed somebody to replace her. So he called and he asked if I would do it, and I said, well, I ain't really a pop singer per se. I sing more R&B. He said, but that's cool, ain't a problem, because I'm really looking to have the band be very diverse. Philip's move and talk.
Right.
I want the band to be very diverse, so you can do the R&B stuff, and the other and the other girls would do the other things.
Right,
so Frank would have been playing keyboards, Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Leslie would have been playing bass.
Correct.
So it was Silk. And the girl version of Silk lasted maybe about 2 years, if memory serves me correctly. That's my neighbor. If memory serves me correctly, that version lasted for about 2 years. We used to play hotels, Harbor Lights. We did the warehouse when it was first open, and places like Baku. It wasn't called Baku at the time. Sunset Crest Beach Club.
Right.
And a couple other places. Then Lisa got married, and Karen, decided she wanted to move on, do other stuff. And John Gibson and Glenn Benjamin came to the band.
Right.
And that to my mind is really when Silk took off. Because then we would have been playing like alternate to you guys in 2nd Avenue, in Pier 29, Champagne, Coach House, them kind of vibes.
Right.
So yeah. And after I left there, my next stop was Coalition.
All right, which is when we kind of started to cross paths more in a career.
Correct. More than me standing up watching 2nd Avenue play.
Right. Because in those days, you really got your chops, as we like to say as musicians, from playing and singing every night. I had
correct
3 hours, 4 hours a night you're working, trying to keep the crowd entertained, but it was also developing certain skills that helped us when we got into the studio work. Then everybody had a certain kind of what you call like a certain foundation with which
correct
to make music, and you had a sense of what performance was about, how to make music, how to structure a song that it would have impact.
Yeah, correct.
So, I remember working with you in Coalition when Adrian and Rupi were also lead singers, the three of y'all. And we did 2 albums together then.
Kicking Out Dust and Maximum Skin Out.
Correct. And the song that I remember with you the most from that period of time was Come With It.
Okay. Yeah, Hoggett wrote that one. Yeah, that one takes some work though. Yeah. You remember having to basically coach me in the booth to get the vibe you wanted, right, in terms of vocal tone.
The thing about TC is that she sang hard, so when she got
correct
power in the voice. Power. So I was like, okay, listen. This song here, you gotta sing it mellow. You gotta just shake, right? Because it's a calypso, and people feel like when you sing a calypso, you gotta be like,
yeah.
No. This is what you call a love calypso here now. So we had to turn off all the lights in the studio.
Turn off all the lights.
Get it romantic. And,
oh yeah, it was a lot of work. I think the funniest part about recording that vocal was after you turn off all the lights, Hoggett said, "Man, I ain't going there like them." Yeah. I was like, dude.
I remember that.
But Hoggett is Hoggett.
Well, But I even recorded the horns in that song because at that time, Bo Husbands, rest in peace, brother Bo.
That's right.
He and Steven were the horn players in the band, and they came in the studio looking for horn lines from me, like, like, this is how we going. And I would never forget, I went to Trinidad to do something. I can't remember what it was. And the radio was from Market.
Yeah.
Which is something that we don't do enough of nowadays, I find. We kind of
we don't.
You're trying to please the people that are right in front of you, and the people that are right in front of you are not always going to be pleased. So
it's true, and to my mind, one of the challenges when you're dealing with the people that are right in front of you, as you say, is that you're not really leaving any scope to bring fresh faces or fresh people to come to see what you're doing.
Right. It's a risk.
You just limiting yourself. It's tricky.
Yeah. So then, next thing now, because basically Coalition was an extension of the nightclub situation, right?
Yes, it was.
Because the band was doing like basically partyish type pop, Caribbean music. But then you decide now
Correct.
you're going and singing the prana
The thing.
thing.
Prana.
Inside the what is called social commentaries, which is a title I never understood because to me, every song is a social commentary in some way or form.
I want everybody here to understand that Nicholas' word for social commentary is prana. So when you hear me say prana, that came directly from Brancker.
That's what it is. The most identifiable thing about them songs is the horns that going pra 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 na na pra pra pra.
True.
5 minutes. Anyhow, so what sent you in there?
Hooper. Again, you know, Hooper got a way of getting you to do things. I actually met Hooper when I was in Teen Talent. I would never forget. Hooper loved music, huh? I don't know if he could play or if he used to play. Here, he used to play a little piece of trombone. Yeah, I heard that, but I don't know. I've never seen him. Yeah, but Hooper liked music bad. So I started Reliance Den Calypso tent, and Coalition was going to be the backing band for the tent. So it was like, well, I don't know what I can do here because, you know, I still kind of singing the R&B pop stuff. In the band, I used the only calypso I used to sing at the time was Denise Belfon and Kakalele. And listen, me and Boo used to go about that all the time. All the time. When it all the time, till Boo said one night when I finally got it in his mind right, he said, shh, you finally get it right. You know, because he said the vibe, you're gonna get the vibe right. It's still not getting the vibe right. It's still too popish, it's still too R&B-ish. Right. So when they went to buy the tent for the whole crop over season, I was like, so what you can do here? Hooper said, don't worry, man, I got you. I can get 2 songs for you. I said, 2 songs for me? He said, man, I can get 2 songs for you. So he went to Frank, Foreigner Frank.
Right.
And Frank wrote Under the Privilege.
Okay.
And a song that we did by Allman called Rock and Roll Soca. And Under the Privilege was going really, really well in the tent. I mean, I was surprised, to be honest with you. Getting encores and thing, and I was like, shh, I barely winging it here. But these people seem to like this. I told Hooper I had to judge. And Frank said, well, she can't judge with our party song. And this social commentary, she got balance. And Kid Sight was singing in the tent. And he said, man, I write a song if she figures she could learn it fast enough. And the week before judging, literally maybe about 4 days before judging, Kid Sight put a woman in front and give to me. And I had to learn the words, learn the melody, learn everything in time for judging night. I honestly did not think that it was going to go well. Because I was like, this is a challenge. I don't know if I can remember all these words because, you know, Sight got verse and chorus different all the time.
Yeah, bare words.
Nothing to learn. So I already with Frank with a verse and different chorus all the time. And not only that, Under the Privilege was so funny that the verse was in one key and the chorus used to modulate to a different key.
Right.
Because the way Frank wrote it, the chorus had to go up for me to be able to sing it because he had it in the ground.
Right, okay.
So basically, prelims came, and then the night when they announced the names, I hear my name, I was like, these people serious? These people ain't sure. I mean, those would not have been the words I would have used then, because we were using those words. But I was like, what is this? Well, I know what to do here. I lost and found myself in a semi-final as a first-timer with John King, who was singing I'm Back and Jump and Wave, Serenader, Invader, Bumba. That semi-final, Brancker had about 10 foreign monarchs.
Right.
Tassa, myself, and Lady Ann were the only females in that semi-final. Right. And Tassa and Lady Ann had been in the game for a long time, so I had no expectations. And it was at that point that I met Sonia, because I was working at Harrison's, and Sonia was working at Harrison's as the marketing manager at the time. And I needed sponsorship because I needed money to do the things that had to be done. So she said, okay, Harrison's will sponsor you and we'll go through all the stuff. And Sonia pretty much stepped in. I was there from then until now.
Okay.
And the long story is, after that semi-final, I left my seat. I won, like, make it seem, but the shock for me at the end of the night was when they announced those 7 names to meet the reigning monarch, that my name was one. I could not believe it.
Right.
Could not.
Right.
And I went to that final, my very first time at the finals, and I came third.
Right.
I was like, it was like surreal. I could not understand it. I could not relate to it because I still didn't have a style. I just knew this was the melody and I needed to sing it. So I pick up and copy a little piece of chalk dust, the way he shuffles across the stage.
Right.
And try to utilize the firmness of singing Sandra. And I combined the two of those until I figured out how to be TC on stage in terms of calypso.
Right.
And that's why I did with the whole Prana and 1994, and it just went from there.
Right, right. What year you said that was?
1994.
Oh yes, 1994 about.
And then you came in 1995 with Starboy with Bones.
Oh, Bones? Yeah.
Yeah, Bones came the year after.
Yeah, we got sprouted up both up in there in 1995. But don't mind. That's what we talking about tonight. That's not what we talking about.
Yeah.
It was in 1995 that we did
Blow Your Whistle. We did Blow Your Whistle in 1995.
Oh yeah. And then so what year we do?
We did Kim came out in 2000. No, 99. I think the album came out in late 99, early 2000. That's the year that we did Kim. The year before that, 98, we did New Direction, which had on Jammers.
Right, so it's Jammers I want to talk about.
Right.
That year, we did, you had an album, and Jammers was like a song that we wasn't sure about. You remember that, right?
Correct. Jammers was actually when John, I think you wanted one more song for the album.
Right.
And John came in the studio to write. And you started to play this top band thing, and I started to scratch my head because here we go again, another fast song. And I just ain't sure that I could handle it. And you and John sat down and wrote Jammers. It was fast. It was real fast. And I thought tempo is the speed with which you and John had the lyrics finished. I was like, okay. And then you said, all right, go in there and let me do something. It's like, yeah.
You get wild.
And we just I went in and basically, again, you just directed the whole process, told me exactly what it is you wanted. And I tried to produce out of it what you wanted, because the truth of the matter is that I didn't know.
Right.
Because to me, I did not see myself singing fast soca. Because Edwin was doing it, Allison was doing it, Blood was doing it, but I still didn't see myself there because I still spent all of my time singing Prana.
Right.
So I totally confused and frightened.
But that was actually part of the joy of it for me, right? Because I knew that I knew you could sing, and I also knew that you had power. So when me and John put the song together, I said, well, there's no way that she can't get sung. It's just that she doesn't know she can get sung. So my aim was to put you to sing on pure rhythm, because
correct.
When women sing, there's put a lot of like sweet kind of things in the background, so it's watered down a lot. Then the men's songs be hard and cruel, and to me, it's unfair and it's a bit sexist in a way too. So I was like, so I want to just make this music now so that Teresa can sing, and she can sing with power, but the music that we're going to be behind here is just rhythm, pure rhythm. And
correct.
So the thing about it too is that I decided that you were always gonna have male background vocals because all the time,
Yep.
and there's a lot of these women in the background doing this thing that they be doing all the time. And I used to stick up, like, so why is that these always got men singing in the front and these women in the back accompanying them? I said, nah, we doing this the other way around. So Terence is singing, bare men in the background singing. Like,
Correct.
so Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Yes.
Right? So
yeah, it was kind of like that.
That is how that song came about. And I was really, really proud of not only the success of the song, but I was proud of how you carried the song and how you made the song into, like, well, it was really a regional hit. It wasn't a...
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you something though that I know that a lot of people would not know. This is an intimate part in terms of that song. That song took off. I mean, like, everybody was like, that's the song you should have sang in Party Monarch. But I didn't sing in Party Monarch. I sang something else. Don't remember what I sang. And it just took off and started to run. And it became so popular in Trinidad that when the phone calls started to come, and Sonia said, okay, yeah, we're going to go down to Trinidad. The first night I sang in Trinidad was Boxing Night. No, Boxing Night is the switch, which is the switching from the parang and they're going straight into Carnival. So I sang in the Oval Boxing Night. And I was so scared. I never see so much people outside of a Calypso Monarch final, and still there was never that amount of people at a Biggity Crop yet, ever. So there I'm on stage, and Charles was at the side of the stage because Charles was distributing the album.
Right.
And Charles pulled Sonia on one side and said, man, listen, we can't let this song die. And this girl frightened to deal with this song on stage. And people want it dealt with. Trinis want it dealt with. And Sonia said to him, all right, you don't worry about it. By the time she does her next performance, she's going to be ready to go.
Right.
And Sonia literally, when we were going back home, because we literally moved to Trinidad for the entirety of that Carnival season, effective Christmas Boxing Night. When we were going back home, Sonia said, listen, you and Nicholas go in the studio and made this song. This song was a vision that Brancker figured you could run with. Don't let this song die. You got to get on stage and do what you do. Stop being frightened. Don't worry about how much people out there. Do what you got to do. Don't be frightened and just push it and bring the power. And by the next performance, Charles was like,
you mean
I know you touch Charles Lewis, yeah. Charles Lewis. Charles D. Lewis. Yeah. And Charles tells Sonia, I don't know what you said to Terence, but whatever it is, there's a totally different performer here tonight. And from then, for the rest of the season, it just went. So much so till any show that I had to perform at and Ecstatic was playing at, Marshall would always say, TC not singing with nobody else. She's singing with Ecstatic.
Right.
And that's the way it went.
You know he's all right.
You understand? That's the way it went. Only time that I didn't sing with Ecstatic was if it was a show where it was just Crossfire and Square One.
Right.
Which would mean a kind of Bajan vibe. And that's the only time that I didn't sing with Ecstatic. Outside of that, it was always Ecstatic. Marshall demanded that.
Right. That's great.
But as you say, you know, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, man. I was
following it up, though.
I was fussy about that because I mean, we had some success before, like, you know, with the Crossfire and the Square One thing. But
correct.
What I liked about it was that there was nothing that sounded like it before.
Nothing.
It's a song that just like itself. And it is as Bajan a song as you could get. You know what I mean? They got
correct.
They got in a penny whistle, they got in you singing and you're straight Bajan accent. It is a Bajan song. And I was really, really proud of that. And it's set up now the next year when you come.
Correct.
And
we came
and destroyed the whole place. Even worse now. So I can tell the story about how we made them, I think, but I want you to talk about the kind of success that you had and how it felt. And, you know, like, just talk about that whole period there. Cause
I'll say that after with Jammers, there was so much traveling to do. It was you go a second song. You have to have a follow up. Even though I was with my performances, I could still do Raise Your Hand and Take Your Time. Those were on the same album, and I would do those as the slow down part of what I was doing. But it was to find the follow up. And when Rupi brought Wrong Name, because if you look at the first set of albums printed, you will see it's called Wrong Name and not Kim.
Right.
When Rupi brought that song to us, again, even though I had been so successful with Jammers, there was still that side of me that was scared to kind of what I considered at the time betray my Prana roots. I figured would people look at me and say, man, she making sport of this thing, she is serious. And again, Sonia stepped up and said, nah, you singing this song, Brancker can do it, and we can figure it out. And I still successful with an album with Jammers running me all over the world. And I still had to be led when I go in the studios. And as now, right, that I want to say, Branks, thank you. Because you always had a vision for what every song I handed to you needed to sound like.
Right.
And all I did was be the vessel for the vision.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. But if I didn't feel you could do it, we wasn't going to be working.
It's true. But I want you to tell these people how you get Kim to sound the way it sound.
Well, the first thing is that I had felt like when I listened to the song, the Wrong Name thing was like, it had sounded like, you know when children can tell by like, nah, I can tell by you, nah, nah, nah.
Exactly.
So he had his wrong name, and I was like, okay, so if this situation really did happen, and a man talking to a woman, and he said the wrong name, that is not how she can respond.
Correct.
He can't say, Kim, wrong name, and sing. That's not what can happen. So I said to you, listen,
yeah.
When the background vocal say, or Kim, which is, I put that in as the background vocal, I said, okay, or Kim, you supposed to say, you can't sing nothing. At that point, you can't sing.
Correct.
You gotta shout and say, well, who the hell is Kim is the most Christian-like response in a situation like that. Because
correct.
You can say who the whatever you can think about is Kim, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's try. We can have to try that. This chorus is going to be about you vexed and shouting, right?
Yeah.
And so I know he was confident about what he said, but there's a kind of nervousness that I had as well, because I know that you were known as being a great singer. So here is Brancker now telling this pure person that everybody feel is a singer that can sing. I mean, they really sing. She is not a joke, she's a singer. And you tell her,
correct.
Listen, don't sing. I want you.
Hey, listen, I want you to know that when you was over on the other side and I was in the booth and you all doing sing, I was like, wait a minute. Exactly what you gonna do here now? What do you mean doing sing? And he was like, no, to where I said you can't sing. I want you to holler out. That's what you said. I want you to holler out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like, okay. And when we did it, I was like, oh my goodness. It was the song that literally I could tell anybody if I had to be pushed and goaded to get a song done. And I say all the time, anytime I do an interview, it was that song. Because the same things you said, it was moving away from that she's a singer to talking and talking plain. You know?
The music needed that kind of it needed that kind of personality at the time, you know? And
Correct.
I was so, and still am, I am so particular about us sounding like Bajans, right?
Agents.
I don't, you ain't supposed to be trying to sound like nobody else. And so I also remember that Rupi, who is a great writer too. We did not like what we did at
He
all.
did not.
Rupi
He
was like,
did
hey,
not.
what are you doing on my song? You
Yep.
disrespect the thing. You can't
That
do
was
that.
one of the things that he literally called Sonia and said to Sonia, Sonia, man, I feel that Brancker saying the man to do the tune. Cause I ain't like how it sound. It changed. The whole thing changed.
Call somebody.
And all Sonia said to him is, Rupert, I trust Nicholas. I carry it to Nicholas because I know that he knows how to get Terencia where she needs to be.
My
And when the song first took off in Barbados, Rupert was freaking out. Rupert freaked out. He could not believe it.
my
Could
well,
not believe it. He was like, yo.
that is why sometimes you just gotta trust your gut, right? Because that is
Mm-hmm.
the same story almost that happened with Pump Me Up. As we talked about 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when we talked.
Yeah, I remember when you said that. Phil tell you when song to get done.
When we send our song to the main message, so this song here done. I said, how do you mean if it done? What do you mean if it done? Well, we sent it to you if it wasn't done. And they were like, what? We didn't go in the horns. It didn't go in the percussion really. I mean, it didn't sound like a finished song.
Correct. Make sure it's all good.
If you want it, go ahead them things. You gotta carry it. I ain't putting in
I'll put it.
not me. Right? So so you had what you would call it about 4 years of just constant traveling about, right?
With Kim, yeah.
Yeah.
There was I didn't have and the danger of having two songs back to back that literally took the soca world by storm for a new artist, because I was a new artist. It was hard because there were expectations. First,
right.
when you came with Jammers, there were expectations that you would be like Allison on stage. So you had to so people had to realize that you and Allison were yes, both Bajan, but two totally different personalities on stage. Two totally different personalities. And basically cut out and carve out a niche for myself on those two songs in different markets that we had not started looking at in a hard way, like the US Virgin Islands, St. Martin, the Dutch side and the French side, Sabre, Statia, those places. Everybody was so used to going to London and doing the London gigs, going to New York and working for Booze, and to Canada and doing this and doing that and doing the same things. And when I just started to try to cut roads into markets that were unfamiliar, where I could do things by myself, and it was like this new, this different, and it was a lot for me.
Right.
It was a lot.
So you you would say that there was, after that period of time, you kind of went a little bit below the radar, kind of how I went back in thing and thing. It just
Excuse me, but don't give anybody the impression that you were not there with me in the Prana thing.
I was in the Prana thing too. I know. I was both
every step of the way.
I mean, I still do my Prana thing, but I always like to push the Pranas in a particular direction because you need
in a different direction.
You need to push that thing a little bit. Because that tune that we did last year, what that tune name? Iron Lady.
Iron Lady.
That tune bad.
Yeah.
I like that tune a lot. And it is not the traditional kind of Prana.
No, but to my mind, my favorite prana that we did together was I'm Sorry.
Yeah, that bad too. But we can't talk about all the tunes now. We got that kind of time to rest. We gotta find another way to work that into the whole thing. Do like a listening session or something a time. But I just time running out a kind of way. I want to talk to you about how you managed in your mind to last as long as you did as an artist. I mean, I know you're not really a full-time musician now in the true sense of the word, but you are
Yeah.
somebody that is known and noticed and participating. What do you think are some of the pitfalls that you may have avoided, things that you've had to struggle with, keeping motivated, keeping on a level? Talk about those things a little bit.
Well, keeping motivated probably was one of the hardest things for me, and that's the truth. I mean, there's a conversation that you and I have personally whenever I come in the studio where you bring a song, you sit there and see you've not been singing. You can hear it from the time I open my mouth, and you know. So that is where the lack of motivation comes in. I think people may find it strange, but sometimes when you give so much to something and then it is almost like, okay, you believe you're doing the right thing. The music is still at a good level, solid quality, but you get pushed back every time. And you get pushed back, not necessarily based on the music. A lot of pushback is on the personal side. You tell yourself, you know what, forget this. I could do other things. This is not the only thing I need to do. So you withdraw into yourself, and I went through that phase, and that's one of the stay motivated when you know that you are giving something your all and you keep getting pushed back is the hardest thing to do. And that's when you need people around you who ain't puffing you up for the sake of puffing you up, but keep reminding you, you still have something to give. You still have something to offer. So you gotta stay with it. You can't run. And I think the first time that I really came to that realization was back in 2003, another prana, when we did a Can't Take That. Right. When I was sick, and I spent those, because after I competed in the preliminary, the very next morning I was in hospital for 5 days. So when I was announced as a semi-finalist, I can go to a rehearsal. You had to go to all my rehearsals and just check the band that everything was good. I got out of my hospital bed the same morning as the semi-finals and walked straight on the stage after having not eaten, because I'd been on a drip for the days that I had been in hospital. Been on a drip and nothing was staying in my stomach, so it didn't matter. But I said I had to sing, you know, and I went that night and I felt that I had given it so much of myself then to, you know, in my opinion, get slapped in the face. Where when the finalists were announced, not that I felt that they were obligated to take me to finals, but I knew if I could say it now, because I'm adult enough to be frank. I knew that night that I had done enough to make that final. And then we had to come back then after the fact, a couple of days later when they say, all right, so-and-so got to remove herself, got to be removed from the finals, and TC would be the next person in because I was the next person in line. Right. To go that night on that stage and come second. Right. To my mind was, again, another mind-blowing thing. So you just have to keep having people around you who believe that you believe in you and remind you of what it is you have to offer. And that is something that a lot of artists, if they don't have it around them, I ain't talking about somebody that tell you something you put out sound good when you know, when them know it sound good just because they're friends. But they can tell, I ain't like that ain't working, come with something else. And that is something that I've always had with you. When we did Hot Sun and Rhythm, when I came by you to do the vocal and Neil came by you to record the vocal and Neil had me singing in one key, you said to Neil, you can let her sing it that key? And he was like, yeah, what's wrong with that key? And your response was to him was, she can sing in a different key though. She just being lazy. Try and carry the song and you hit the note, bang, carry the song hit. And I was like, is this man serious? And there it is, Hot Sun and Rhythm. When I hit that first note, give me the rhythm. I was like, yeah, again, Brancker is right. Because that's what Neil said. Neil said, he know you. Any more vocals I go record, I can get he to stick in you. Because you like to play the fool.
Yeah. And you gotta push it. You gotta push it. It could be a little lazy sometimes. But
yeah, you need people around you who not only support you, but they're honest with you and they're frank with you. And a lot of artists don't have that. They got a lot of followers on. That's what my mother likes to call them, followers on. And people like puff them up. When really and truly the person needs to say to them, listen, you gotta do some work on this. You gotta do some work on that. That ain't the right field. The song could take a little bit more of this. And you need that when you're doing it. You know, and I have been fortunate and been blessed to always have people around me who will, in quick, fast, short time, call me out. Edwin here with cheese, don't bread. Be after rehearsal with he. And anything sounds strange, he's coming, he's standing outside, and he's all, TC, you can hear yourself? Saying it ain't right. And I appreciate that.
yeah,
I appreciate that. There are a lot of artists who somebody could not do that to them. They would have an attitude.
right. Yeah. There's a question here. Do you think prana are relevant, or do you think the sound needs to evolve?
I believe the sound needs to evolve. It can still be, we still can't go out them at 80 BPM. There could be so much that could be done with them. And Iron Lady proves that a lot can be done with them. The energy that was in the song. Because when I brought the demo to you, you could tell anybody they sound like that.
No, it ain't sound good.
It sound like that at all.
Oh.
So that when you step back, you're rough to me. I said, Brancker, boy, I know people ready for this. And your response was, that ain't my business.
You know that we going, so you can't lead from behind. It is impossible to lead from behind.
From behind, correct. And it needs to evolve. It needs to evolve, and they don't need to be 7 minutes long.
Right.
Because Iron Lady was 5 minutes flat.
Right. And even that I was trying to shorten.
Exactly. They don't need to be 7 minutes long. So it can move, and I think that if it moves, we will actually see more people coming back to it.
Yeah. But you see, my view on this, what is called social commentary, which is a name I really feel that they should throw it, because it is a very limiting name, and it also has a certain stigma attached to it that removes it from being attractive to young people.
Okay.
Before they had call-in programs on the radio, you used to have to wait until crop over time to hear somebody that was not in the news business talk about what was going on in the news. So the
correct
at that time was the person that was offering what we would call the public's view. He was the voice, or she was the voice of the people. From the time you had a program, that was done. Right? Because now everybody could call in the radio and say what they want about any topic today. They don't have to wait till June for somebody to come and sing a song about that. That gone.
Exactly.
Talk out. We finished with that. Right? So
exactly.
The point of the matter is that to say that we need to change pranas really is what we should really be saying, is that we need to think about whether we need that competition at all. Because if you
want to get controversial here?
Say thing as it is. If you are making a song to fit criteria that do not fit in with what the general populace is asking for, then you are limiting yourself at the moment of creation, which don't make no sense.
Correct.
You understand?
But I see this, right? I figure that is because everybody's still trying to follow this format. Because if you look at some of the monarchs in the past, you remember when Invader when he sing time and raise your hand?
Yes.
The man had the stadium in an uproar with raise your hand. Nobody remember time. I mean, time was a lovely song. And it was very, very slow. Because you know Invader like them slow. Long. But raise your hand was a party song.
Yeah.
And rock the stadium. Monkey Business was in that same year. So there is the capacity that they don't have to sound like that.
Right.
That they could have good energy to them and still be topical. And it could be about anything. Because Kim was a social commentary. It was an issue, a social issue between a man and a woman. And it's something that many Barbadians understand.
Yeah. But a social issue is that people is drinking off rum. That's a social
Exactly.
issue, right? So when a man sing a song about drinking rum, you may not see it as a social commentary, but it is.
Because you figured that it got about politics.
Yeah, but it's still a commentary on the society in a way that you may.
Correct.
But that is what it is. So you had to let the music grow and change. So what's the future for you, girl? What are you going to do now? You going to keep singing?
To be honest with you, I would like to do a TCN concert. It's something that an idea I've been toying with. It's something that I believe I should have done already. I have enough music in my repertoire that I can. As most people may or may not know, by day I work in insurance and risk management at Sagicor. I've been doing it now for 12 years. I don't think that I leave it that. I have not, and I am not leaving it not because I don't trust music. That's not the reason. I love what I do. I don't get involved in things unless I like to do them. I enjoy doing them. I love what I do. I love to be able to help people, and it's a way for me to help people. So I'm not going to leave it, but I am still going to be a part of the industry where once I find something that I want to sing, and I feel that I could make a go of it, I'll take a chance at it. I'm not probably the best judge of songs. Oftentimes I don't pick songs. I like to say the songs pick me, or Sonia has called me and tell me, I feel you should try the song Paradise, for example. I heard it and went right past it. And she was the person who picked up the phone and called back and said, you need to listen to it again and you should do it. And I said, okay, fine. If you figured out we should do it, do Paradise. So I am that artist that needs a strong support system. I'm not like Edwin. Edwin can run, and Edwin knows what Edwin wants to do, and he does it when he wants to do it. I believe Webby is the same kind of artist. I am not that artist. I need a very strong support system. You may not see that on stage, but I need that. I need to have that producer that walks me through the process and says, I feel we could go in this direction. I feel you could push yourself a little harder. And I like people around me that challenge me. I started singing based on a challenge. I went into Calypso again because I was challenged by Hooper. And most things I do because I want to feel challenged. So if I have people around me who challenge me, I'll do things. I am not going to jump up and run and do things. And that is the honest truth. I am not that person at heart. I like to be pushed.
Right. Well, somebody can push you. You know what I mean? Somebody will push you.
It's true.
Somebody
it's very, very true. And I get pushed. Whether it is from family members or friends or people in my corner in the office or whatever, I get pushed. So I can't say otherwise. I get pushed.
I got another question to ask you here now. What is your opinion on how women are perceived in soca music and the kind of categories and like the way that they're limited or not limited in the way that they sing, what they sing, what kind of approach they get? What's your opinion on that whole situation there?
The truth is that everybody can choose what they want. You have the right to choose. You are not resigned to what popular says is supposed to be the role of a female. I wasn't. Remember, when I started, everybody expected I was going to be the dark-skinned version of Allison. I wasn't.
Right.
I don't think that. I think the closest I ever got to singing a song about whining or me whining or somebody whining on me would have been Come With It and Make It Hot.
Right.
That would have been the closest. And then probably Don't Lose Your Head, which I know you don't remember.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be what you see everybody else doing. You have to choose your mark. You have to choose your niche and be who you are.
Right.
We have a Patrice, we have a Destro, we have an Allison, we have a TC, we have a Fayan. We don't need carbon copies. We need you, who you are, and you got to bring who you are to the table. So I don't think that women are resigned to things. I think women resign themselves to things.
Right.
Really and truly, because there's almost a fear of backlash, and sometimes you have to step beyond that. Once I am
5 minutes.
well, Colin, we got 5 minutes. Wait, this time we're not real hard.
Ask a question quick because we got 5 minutes.
Quick, exactly. But women ain't gonna be reserved to nothing. Women can choose what it is they want, the role they want to play. They can dictate who they are as the artist on stage.
Right.
Even though you had the vision, I still dictated who I was on stage.
Correct. So next question here, quick. When somebody asks about doing music outside of the festival, are you open to that?
I feel it's necessary. I don't think that we record enough music in Barbados. I mean, I guess I could say that I am part of those who don't record enough music, because I in my new career, sometimes it's a little challenging to find the right material. But we need to record more music. I think the music is out there, is being recorded, but
yeah, we put on a song yesterday, hey.
But I exactly, and I think it's just a matter of DJs picking up the music and playing it, and not waiting till crop over the plate. Play otherwise, and it's not only soca music that is made in Barbados.
Right.
Reggae music is made, pop, R&B, it is all made. Just play.
Right.
And if we played music, we could find ourselves back to that level of a constant turnover in terms of entertainment.
Right. Well, before the hard crop over music used to come out every week.
It's true too. It's true. But we get these little boxes and be satisfied and content to stay in the boxes. And that's part of the problem. Get in the box and satisfied and content to stay in the box. And then when you're stuck in the box, you want to fight with everybody else. People pushing you in a corner. No, you put yourself in that corner. As you say, y'all put out a song yesterday. How much songs you put out already for the year?
We put out at least one song every month. We put out about 7 or 8 songs for the year so far that I could think
for
of.
the year.
Yeah.
Correct. But here's the thing. How much DJs got the gumption to say this is Bajan music, it proper, and I playing it?
Man, I can't answer that one. I know it's get played a little bit, but that ain't gonna stop me from making it.
Exactly. So you got to keep making the music, even if you don't hearing it breaking down the radio like, oh, you hear it, I brought over. Something can happen.
You got to keep making music all the time. That's what we do. That is what we do. So
I would expect now that we put this down period that enough music will be out there.
Well, I know I'm making music. I hope the others are as well.
I hope so.
They gotta make different music now because everybody home sitting down. You can't make music to jump up and jump up and jump up because they can't jump up by yourself in your house. Well, you can, but it ain't the same. But Teresa, I'm really happy that we did this. We gonna have to do this again. Cause people
yeah, well, I figure so.
We had to do this again. Earlier on, I saw a name pass up here named M.A. Motley. She was here listening.
Really?
M.A. Motley, the boss, the person in charge.
I missed that. I didn't miss that. I missed that. I didn't see it at all. Darren Bailey, good night.
We can bring her in here, though. She's going to come in here and talk with us, too, because you know how it is. You can't just talk with CNN and all them kind of big people. You got to talk with us, too.
Yeah. You need to bring her. Let her talk to some people, because she got hands in the music, too.
Yeah. Well, she was the first band I was ever in. She was manager.
All right, then.
She was the manager. And I'm there. She was giving orders from them.
So they got big things. But Nick, I want to say thanks for the invite. I've watched the other 2 so far. Obviously, I'm part of this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing the rest. And people, every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, come here.
Or
You can
every
find
other.
somebody in here.
Yeah, every other
Every other,
Wednesday.
you got the every other one?
It's every other Wednesday. I can get to every Wednesday soon, but every other Wednesday.
Okay. So every other Wednesday, Brancker here with somebody talking things.
Yeah, man, we talking things. Love it.
You gotta talk things. But I want to say thanks to the Barbadian public for the support. And I got to say thank you because after you called me and tell me T come and talk, I went in my office and I pulled out the albums and I started to count the songs. And if the album had on 10 songs,